while I was just doing a hand mudra and meditation. Oh, a lot came through. At first it was showing me as like this tree, this like massive old like oak tree with roots that grew deep and like far and wide. And then, of course, the mirror image of the branches that were massive, huge and wide and high up in the sky. So it was like the mirror, right? As above, so below. And so then it reminded me of there's a passage about something about a king who then he's like the emperor and he gets knocked from his throne and goes crazy. And so it's that idea, he got uprooted, he got ripped up from the ground, and that is such a massive disturbance to a tree that has really grown roots and settled in someplace. To be removed and snapping all those roots is traumatic and jarring and challenging and difficult and takes time. And I think in that passage it talks about, I think it does talk about like chopping it down to the stump, or it said something like that. And so the opposite of what I'm saying, it cut off the top instead of ripping it from the bottom. But I've had that floating feeling, so it's almost like I wasn't rooted anywhere. And it takes time to reroot, right? To grow back in. And so it was showing that too. It's like it needed to be uprooted and placed in new soil that was going to allow it to really, it was like nurture without defense. It was something about that too. Like it's not going to need like to be, I don't know, it was like sprayed or something like that. And it didn't have to be defensive. It's going to, it's like it was so strong and rooted, but it wasn't, I guess happy is the best way I was showing it. It wasn't happy. It was very capable of surviving and adapting. And so it almost appeared as if it was thriving, but it was like hollow inside or something. And, sorry, it's like, it was a lot and quickly. And I think they've used this symbolism with me many a times before and pulling it in different ways. And I think this was just that one more reminder of that. It's like, because I think it's still showing, I'm not sure how to verbalize this feeling and what it's showing right now. Because it is showing this tree that's like floating in the wind, which is hysterical because the picture it's showing me is that massive oak tree flying in the wind, which, I mean, so it's like it's top heavy. And so it needs to be planted and rooted somewhere and cared for and nourished. And let its roots settle back in someplace else. I feel like there's so many messages in here and I don't even know where to jump off, but I also sometimes like to just leave it like that, because if it's meant for one, it's meant for all, and you probably have a different spin or take or what that means or what you need to take from that. Like, are you too rooted, or are you too top heavy, right? Like, are you floating in the wind? Are you not based in healthy soil? Are you being watered and nurtured because you're giving shelter and life, right? Like, it's that, I think it talks about that somewhere, about, it's like he was an emperor and he had all these squirrels and animals and birds and shade, and was providing fruit, and it was providing nourishment and home and all this stuff for so many. And, you know, he was able to So when it got chopped down, it was replaced, but it also was very hurtful, but it was necessary. Again, I don't know that it even explains why it was necessary, the whole story, but probably because I didn't read the whole story, just the clip they took me to. But it did say after 7 years it came back to life because it was watered by the rain, right? Which we could take, it was nurtured by its pain, right? So during that 7 years, it took that pain and turned it into power and grew from it. We can grow from our pain, right? Like turn your pain into power. Those tears can, if expressed correctly, meaning in healthy ways, can nourish the soul and can bring you back to life. It's like a necessary process sometimes for us to, I guess it's the grieving process. I guess it's all of it in one, like it always is, right? They're pulling in a lot of different things now. Because isn't there 7-stage to grieving? It was 7 years and 7 steps, and so, 7's a lucky number. It's I feel like it's good. It's like a good release, but it's also like more work to be done. But isn't that always the case? I really could go off on a million different things, I think, because it was so personal to me too. So I'm just going to leave it there for you to do your own. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.